Right, I'm going to just begin by asking sort of how you sort of came to be aware of the novel this is based upon.
It was a transmission of knowledge.
Yeah.
The producer, Peter Spears, who is one of the producers of the film, he read the book, loved the book, optioned the book, and then because the book is set in Italy, wanted to understand where it was set. And they sent me an email and said, Luca, can you take the time to read this book and help me trying to understand where it's set? And I got the book and I fell in love with the book. And I told him it is in Liguria, Bordighera, on the border of France, with France. And this was 10 years ago, led to me being more involved, helping with understanding how to make the movie work, and then we eventually, 10 years later, here we are.
Because at the beginning of the film, it just says set somewhere in the north of Italy. So why did you keep the location kind of mysterious, I guess, in some regard?
To pay homage to the book, even though, in truth, in the film they speak about it. They say, go to Crema, go to Moscazzano, they go to Pandino, you see the names of the locations. But I always like a good graphic on a movie, and I like the concept of Northern Italy as a place.
And I thought, Timothée is just incredible in this movie.
Isn't he extraordinary?
Have you ever worked with someone that kind of, not someone that young, but someone that has impressed you that much at that kind of age? Because I can't remember the last time I saw a performance that remarkable from someone.
I'm lucky with performers. I always impress. Like, when the first day I shot with Dakota Johnson on Biggest Splash, and the scene of the fig, I don't know if you remember that, when she eats the fig. She was so extraordinary. Every actors I work with, more or less, surprise me. I am really in admiration of performers, because they, in the best cases, they are capable of let the camera register their own souls, and this is a way of being generous that I admire.
Because it was just the things that Timothée was doing, just like with his hands. I think like, the times he sort of would touch his neck and stuff like that. Was that all in the screenplay, or were they sort of things that he added to the movie? These kind of almost nervous, kind of.
Timothée is a genius, and he has an incredible capacity of intuition. Those are things he saw.
And because this captures that kind of that feeling of feeling almost sick in love when you're that age.
Aren't you sick when you're in love?
Yeah.
That's what we wanted to convey, particularly when you're young, yes.
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a time when you don't scrutinise necessarily over every little moment, but it still matters more than it ever has. Can you remember your own feelings when you were that kind of age, and is that what you were trying to convey?
I was a different boy. I was more shy, and I was more in the back, and I was more looking at people instead of entering the action. I was very different than Elio.
But how important is it? Because we root for them so much. Because to begin with, I think the kind of age difference does make you kind of a little bit apprehensive, perhaps. But by the end of the movie, you're just so desperate for the two of them to be together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy, probably. Like, we all would like to be spending a summer with Oliver and Elio, either being the witnesses of their love or be one of the two.
Because Armie, because I think sometimes there's actors in Hollywood that can almost be a victim of their own good looks, where they start getting kind of cast in movies, perhaps sometimes the kind of lead roles in the kind of big franchises or whatever, just simply because they look so great. But he's a really intelligent actor that makes such interesting choices. He's making a few kind of independent movies at the moment. How good an actor is Armie?
I want to see Free Fire. That must be very good. Armie, you said it, Armie is super intelligent. And he's such a sensible actor, and his looks cannot bias our experience of his art as an actor. He's fantastic.
And of course, you've got Suspiria next, which I know obviously has been done quite well already in the kind of market here at Berlin. What's that one kind of all about? When can we expect to see that one?
You should ask Amazon. I can't talk about that. I don't know. I cannot say when. I can tell you that Suspiria will be my first movie after 3 movies made in summer, because I Am Love is very summery, and Biggest Splash is completely summery, and Call Me By Your Name is about summer, which will have no ray of lights. It's going to be all about a long, bleak winter in Berlin, 1977.
So that would be another sort of third consecutive English language film set in Europe. Have you got thoughts of making a movie in the States or in the UK, for example?
I would do anything. I was talking with someone, and there is a movie I love this year that is Fantastic Beasts by David Yates from Rowling book. This was a very beautiful film, and I said to a friend, they said, which movie would you like to do that have been done last year? I said, Fantastic Beasts.
Well, it's a franchise, so you never know.
No.
Thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!